Hey, I want to encourage you, do not give your authority away. In this season that we're in, so often it's easy to be subject or react to circumstances, situations, opportunities, and we actually give our authority away. What I mean by that is, it's like the disciples when they're in the boat. The storm comes up and they begin to react and they just begin to respond based upon what they say. I know what to do. I got to try to solve this problem. But yet Jesus, sleeping in the boat, is able to stay in that place of sleeping and rest because he has peace in his heart. He has his internal peace, and he gets up and rebukes the storm. He has authority in the midst of it. But many of us give our authority away because we live in reaction to it. So there's a number of ways we do that. It's because we're familiar with a situation like that, just what it always is. And because we believe those narratives of that person is always, angry, or that person is just like that, we automatically give our authority away. Why? Because we agreed with that lie, that narrative. It could be circumstances that of negative news, and we just automatically agree with what it is, and we then live in reaction to it. It could be with opportunities where we have this significant opportunity in front of us, and we get impressed by it, and we begin to say, I have to prove, and I have to figure out what to do, and we give our authority away right there. Why? Because we become subject to those situations. We begin to try to impress. We try to prove ourselves. We try to accommodate what they might need, saying, well, you're the one that has the money. So example, if you're trying to raise money or you're trying to get investments, many people are there like, well, they got the money, so I need to accommodate, and I gotta adjust based upon it because I need what they have. Instead of recognizing the truth that God's your provider. I just want to do what he wants me to do. I don't need to be impressed by what you have. I just want to find out, are you the one I'm supposed to align with? God, I need to be led by you. And so we begin to believe whatever we believe and agree with, we empower, and we begin to believe these narratives of circumstances, situations that then lead us into this place of becoming powerless, or believing that we're victims to situations, so subject to that leadership or that opportunity or that circumstance, instead of coming back to the truth and say, God, I just need to know what you're saying and doing over the situation. Because when we walk in authority, everything changes. Because we're agreeing with heaven, and God can step in and absolutely radically shift everything. I watch it over and over again, what we agree with. And then when I'm connected with his perspective, what he's doing, he steps in and begins to shift it because I'm agreeing with heaven. Things that would normally go chaotic, God brings divine order into it. Places that doors would be closed, but because I'm agreeing with heaven, and I'm partnering with what God is saying over the situation, from investments to travel plans to family situations, to circumstances or opportunities, I'm saying, God, what do you need? What do I need to do? Do I need to be fearful of that? No. Okay. Do I need to pursue that? Nope. Just wait. I'm going to take care of it. Okay. Now I know what God's saying over the situation, and I can just partner with it, and I allow God to step in and do it. But when I take it by the reins by my own hands, and I begin to try to navigate it, that's when everything gets chaotic. That's when I disconnect and disengage with God. And I begin to partner with fear, anxiety, stress, logic, reasoning, instead of walking with peace, clarity, and authority. Here's a couple of things you should do. Number one, ask forgiveness. If you've agreed with a narrative, even a person, maybe a family member, that's just what they do. This is who they are. Or work environment. Every time I step into work, it's just like that. Break agreements, repent of, God, forgive me for believing that narrative, that this is how it's always been. This is how it's always going to be. This is who they always are. Repent and break agreements. Number two, ask God for his perspective. God, what is your word? Ask God questions. God, do I need to be afraid about this situation? Do I need to be concerned about this? And then ask the next one, why not? Can you show me where you're at? What are you speaking over the situation? What do you want to do here? So that I know his heart over the situation. That then, number three, I get to agree with it. I just get to declare it. I get to pray into it and say, God, thank you. This is what you want to do. I thank you for the favor in this situation. I thank you that you're turning the hearts. And God, I can trust you as I sit and wait for you. Or you invite me to go call, or you invite me to go and approach that person. So all these things are areas that we can do. So the fourth area, though, is reposition yourself in that place of authority. Just position that place of walking in confidence, not arrogance, not pride, not greed, but in that place of rest, peace, and that place of awareness of, I just want to do what he's doing. I'm just going to be responding to what he's doing, and I'm not reacting to the situations. So I encourage you today, don't give your authority away, but recognize that when you show up, you're asking the Lord, what are you saying to the situation? What are you inviting me into? You feel anxious, you feel lack of peace, you feel chaos, you feel like every time you step into situations, it's always like that. I encourage you, you don't need to believe that narrative. You have authority to shift it. You have authority to change the situation, to change the hearts, to bring God's peace, his intervention in the midst of it. So I encourage you today, stop, reconnect, repent, ask his perspective, and see what God will do.